All right, friends, I'm in the straw with the alpacas and Mike. Mike, tell us about your alpacas.
Well, I've had alpacas. I fell in love with alpacas in 1993. And when they first were imported from Peru is when I read an article in USA Today, and that was the year in 93 that I purchased my first alpacas.
Well, they're very easy to fall in love with. How did you decide to do it?
Well, the article in USA Today back in '93 was a great article in the money section, the investment of the '90s. So for me, it wasn't so much falling in love with animals. I knew that would happen. But in addition to that, it turned into a business.
Do you shear them like a sheep, or what is the business end of it?
Well, absolutely. The end product is the beautiful fiber you get off the animals. Very exquisite, very soft. Each hair in the alpaca is hollow, so it's very warm and very light. And that is the end product. We shear them once a year. The business side of it for us was a simple business principle of supply and demand. When we get into it, there was very few alpacas in the United States. We're the first breeder in Massachusetts, one of the first few breeders in New England. So it was kind of a ground floor business, supply and demand, and you virtually were spending a lot of money to buy the animal itself if you wanted alpacas.
How do you house them? Are they in stalls like horses or out in a shed?
No, alpacas are very hardy animals, and they do not want to be confined to a barn. They want the opportunity to get under a shelter in inclement weather, but also the ability to get out. So all our shelters are facing south. They're all open barns. They come and go as they like.
Now, this is obviously a mother and a baby. Is this a little boy, a little girl? How old?
This is a little boy. It was born August 15th. We found through the years that the people here at the Big E love to see a mother and baby. And last year we started a contest to name the baby. And we're doing the same thing this year.
How old is the mother? Have you had her for a while?
The mother is 4 years old. She was born on our farm.
Now, the baby is white. Little boy is white. Will he stay white, or do they change color?
They do not change. They stay the same color that they were born with.
What is the difference between the alpaca hair and a llama?
Well, an alpaca tends to be much finer. Throughout the life, the history of alpacas, they were bred strictly for their fine wool and fiber, whereas a llama was really started off to be an animal that they used for pack animals and stuff, and it was an entirely different. Even though they're related, they're cousins. Their fiber tends to be much coarser.
How could a consumer relate to, for example, an alpaca sweater? Like, how much alpaca hair would that take? Would that be the shearing from one alpaca, or several, or less?
Possibly could make a sweater out of one alpaca, depending on the density and how much fiber you get off the alpaca. I would safely say 2 alpacas.
Will these two be here through the duration of the fair?
We always evaluate them depending on their level of stress, dealing with the people and the environment, which is much different than the farm. This alpaca is dealing with us very nicely, and if she continues to be as calm as she is, she probably will stay here for the fair.
How long will her son stay with her?
We will wean the son off somewhere between 4 and 6 months of age.
And the mom, I'm going to make an assumption, is she full grown, or do they grow past 4?
The mother is full grown at this point.
All right, and tell us where your farm is located or how people could get in touch with you.
Yeah, my farm is very easy, about 10 minutes from here in Westfield, Mass, on East Mountain Road. It's a family farm that's been passed down through the ages. The farm is over 100 years old, and the background of the farm, I used to raise beef cattle and horses. I get into the alpacas, the cattle and the horses win, so all we have now is alpacas.
Well, Mike, thank you so much. It seems like you're very, very happy with your alpacas. And for anyone at home, if you'd like to come see the alpacas at the Big E, they will be here through September 28th. And come say hello to Mike.